From days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe, comes a legend. The legend of Voltron, defender of the universe. A mighty robot, loved by good, feared by evil.
Welcome back to the Tidarium Hangar, and we're here today to talk about some Voltron collecting. Starting with different Voltrons. I'm, of course, the Golion Voltron fan, and just kind of started branching out into some of these other ones over time. And I'm just going to go through my collection here, let you know how I collect, kind of why I have all these extra parts and pieces, which one's which one I like the most, and you can decide which one you like, if you like Voltron. And there's a lot of different variations out there. I don't have all of them, I just have the ones I like the most. Starting with the original classic, this is the Golion, and you know, I've kind of pieced together several of these Voltrons over the years, and still, you know, need to do some work with swapping parts off. That's why I've got my parts ones over there. But you know, this takes time. Getting parts for them, making them look complete, all the little pieces, taking them apart and putting them together without and them all working and functioning right. It's a bit of a challenge too. So a couple things I want to talk about with this particular Voltron is that you have chrome wear. So as you can see, the chrome looks pretty good on those, but then this guy here, there's a lot of wear on that chrome. There's really nothing you can do about that other than just finding a better part. So that's one of the challenges. The chrome is beautiful until it wears off, and that's just the way it goes. So the other thing is these little parts and pieces, like right here, that piece always likes to break off. It's kind of hard to find one that has all those parts on it, and they may break off, they just won't sit in place right. So that's a challenge. The stickers, what kind of condition are you going to find your stickers in? Also, the fists. Now, they're made for fun play value to shoot off. Well, they get lost, so tracking down some fists might be your most expensive part. If you're doing them piece by piece, not buying a complete one, that might be a challenge there. And then, of course, the other thing is the weapons and accessories. So really all I care about is like a sword and some shields. I think I have, well, I know for a fact I have one complete set of each for a Golion and a complete set for the other one. But I'm not sure what's what and everything. I really haven't gone after and researched all that. I don't really care. I just like the robot looking on the shelf, looking good, and that's really what I remember as a kid. I didn't have all these pieces because it didn't release in the U.S. for the Golion. Next thing I want to talk about is the Panosh Place, and I've heard it pronounced a few different things, but I pronounce it Panosh Place Voltron. And I got a few of them over here. This one here I actually picked up off of a collector, and it's his original, from his original collection when he was a kid. And there's some really cool stuff. The figures all in their vehicles, and he had this thing complete and every little bit and piece to it. So, you know, that was something that was kind of a learning experience for me, since he had it all. And most of these I just pieced together. This is the only thing that I really picked up complete and whole, ready to go. So I have a few of them, varying condition, but in a few different sets of figures. I was trying to get 3 of them with all the figures, and the figures tend to be expensive, especially if you get the helmets and their keys with them. So, but I've got one like super parts one I might let my kids play with, and just a kind of, it was fun. It was a fun time to collect these guys. I think I got $50 in each one, aside from this big guy. So $50 in the other ones total, and I think it's worth like $100. But I don't really know the values on them. I just collect what I like. So back in like '98, Trendmaster came out. They came out with their version of Voltron here, and so this is the plastic. This is not metal like its older brother. And I actually, before I started collecting it, thought they were swappable. You could swap parts out. You can't really swap parts out on these. I thought that was weird, and definitely not the heads, because the heads, they have on this one has a much longer piece that holds it in before it shoots out. So, but pretty cool nonetheless. I like these. I gave one to my son, and he broke it in 5 minutes. Literally broke it in 5. So he's got one that's broken, but I can fix it. I'll just wait till the right time, which is gonna be a long time from now, because I don't like fixing stuff and then breaking it again. But next, I got these mini Voltrons over here, and so this one's like mini. I guess that one's micro. These are all vintage from the 80s. Don't really know what the names are, what they're called, but obviously they're made for a lower price point. And kind of like this one here that I recently picked up, which I don't really know. This was a Tuesday morning special back here for the Vehicle Voltron. But I haven't talked quite about Vehicle Voltrons yet, but I thought it was pretty cool. Picked one up. I know my kids are into Voltron, believe it or not. Even though they don't really watch the cartoon, they just think it's cool. Next, I want to talk about the Vehicle Voltron. Now, this is, I think, the Voltron I or something like that, or Voltron II. I really don't know all the back history on it. I just know this one was one that was around when I was a kid. I never got it. I just thought keeping up with all those little parts would be really hard. And, you know, somebody described, had a good description. It's really hard for the kids to get invested in 15 different characters that drove these, like we could with just 5 with the Golion. Now, that made a lot of sense. Some weak points with this, lots of weak points with this, tons of weak points. Well, first off, this little chest piece here, it likes to break off. I may upload a video of my kids when we were collecting these together, and we were piecing it together, and my youngest one took it off, and then the oldest one was trying to put it back on, and it's just a funny video how the youngest one could do it, but the older one couldn't. But it just kind of shows how different people are inclined mechanically, just naturally. But yeah, it's there's kind of a trick to getting it on and off without breaking it, and I'm kind of scared to remove one ever again. So where all these come together, there's little joints. You see those yellow tabs. Release the joints, but that's a weak spot too, because there's spring mechanism in there and they break. And just I did the best I could to piece together. I'm on 5 now that I'm in the process of piecing together my 5th one, and have joints that hold together. My 5th one has a joint that's not holding a leg together, so, but it's still, you know, fun. Actually, and I don't know, and I didn't do any research on what goes where. Is the black one foot on the left? Is yellow on the right? Is that right? So I just don't know. And I don't really care. I just think it's fun. I think they look cool. So the next one I want to talk about is the Trendmaster 1998, 99, whatever, Jumbo. So this thing really impressed me, and I didn't even know they made it. I mean, I might have seen it because I was collecting back then, but I wasn't collecting Voltron. I was collecting Star Wars and Transformers, and this thing is huge. So I've got a couple of Fort Maxes here, and yeah, my G1 Fort Max is pretty much just a body with some, that's a Ultra Magnus? No, that's a Metroplex head on it. So, but anyway, this thing is huge. I got this thing almost complete. He's missing just like the jaw on the blue one. If anyone has a jaw on a blue one, for the blue one, let me know. I've got 3 jawless blue lions for this, but I ended up buying this guy, and then I bought a couple other lots and pieced them together, so now I have another one right here that I'm working on, and there's a lot of weakness to this guy too. Number one, the black lion, the plastic is really not very strong. It breaks, it's brittle for what you're doing with it, for all the turning and clipping, and I've had to repair both of these, the black lions, but they came whole enough that they'll work. But I've got a 3rd one that's going to be a giant project one day, like a big project. So this guy here, he's not completely dead, but both of his legs are broken, and his arm fell off. But you know what? My other 2, the arm was pretty similar condition. You can just you can attach a washer in there. It just takes some time and a lot of patience, and not to destroy the thing while you're doing it. But I figure it'd be good. I can add some extensions here. I can cut this down and add some extensions, and then figure out a way to bolt on the other leg pieces that I have here. And I turn a project and just really get one that's the size of the Matty Collector Voltron, which I think the Matty Collector Voltron looks good, but there's no chrome on it. He has a lot of problems with the the legs popping out on the Matty Collector. I don't have one of those yet, and I thought 250 was too much, so obviously 400 to 700 is too much, was what they're charging these days. Here's my vehicle Voltron that's a work in progress still. Lastly, I just want to show you my graveyard. Now these are just spare parts. When I bought lots on eBay to just piece these all together, and I ended up with spare parts. My goal was to be perfect. I have just enough to get just enough, blah, 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 and then maybe I'd sell a few extra parts off. But now I've got other friends that are doing the same thing, and they're asking me for help, and do you have a part? So I just don't get rid of my parts anymore. And so I help my buddies out. We trade, and it's been really, feels really good to help them out and to have the vintage part that's hard to find, that if you try to buy it off eBay, it's like 20 bucks for one little piece. So that's been pretty good. There's also some figures, and I'm not really super into all of the figures from back in the day, just the ones in the Lions. But I want to talk about one last thing. So I was really like the Matty Collector figures. This is Sven, and this guy was selling Sven and Allura on eBay for $5 a piece, and then of course he wanted like 5 shipping. So I tried to work out a deal, and he just wouldn't come off of the shipping. I didn't understand why I couldn't order like 10 of these and just get charged 1 shipping. He wanted to charge the 5 shipping for each individual figure, and it didn't make sense. I bought 3 from him, and we worked out a deal for 3, but he just told me he'd just do that. I would have bought pretty much all the ones he had. Sven's going for like 60 bucks now, but he's really an awesome figure, and so is Allura. I think she fits really well. And all of the Matty Collector figures, and any figure actually looks good in these jumbo Voltrons from Trendmasters. It's definitely a nice looking robot. The legs are built well, and the only thing that falls off is the jaw. But yeah, the Matty Collector figures look great in there. And lastly, there's a new Voltron out, and of course that's kind of what got me sort of into messing around with my Voltrons again, and all my buddies talking about it. But this is the Toys R Us box set, and this Voltron is really cool because
assemble Voltron and get rid of these Golions.
It's impressive with the electronics, and it knows which Lion you connect to which port. And I haven't even opened one up yet because I just haven't figured out how I'm going to display it, where I'm going to display it. And this box set, I just found it, and I was really waiting on these individual ones to clearance out before I opened one up, because I got the best of the best of the best of the packaging, because I love the packaging. I like looking at the packaging. But I got the best of the packaging on those loose ones. Now, these boxes just tend to get destroyed at a Toys R Us, and you can't order them off the internet, so that's the way it is. So what's your favorite Voltron? Do you like the Jumbo? Is bigger better? Do you like the vehicle Voltron? Do you like all 15 of those characters? Can you even name their names? Do you like the original Golion? Do you feel like all your Lions should have figures in them? Full-size action figures, 3 3/4 inch. Or do you just like the metal one? Or do you like the Masterpiece scale one that just came out? There's so many different versions. Just let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. I'm going to put out more videos like this. And as you can see, I am kind of into video games. I'm going to throw a few video game videos out just to see what you guys are into. But if you have any requests on game systems, I have them all.